Welcome in, everybody. Chase McNutt joining you here on this Thursday, September the 4th, as we've got volleyball on tap live on McAlester Radio's YouTube page. Chase McNutt, Nate Brown, here for a 5A matchup between the Lady Buffaloes and the Lady Chargers of Tulsa Memorial. Now, both of these teams here tonight are coming in with just 4 wins on the season, but it looks a bit different on both sides. McAlester, they've played 22 games. Memorial has played just 13. They are 4-9 on the season, while McAlester, they are 4-18. And the main part of that is because McAlester has played in a lot more tournaments up to this point than Tulsa Memorial has. So that's kind of the difference. You play more games in tournaments. You play 3, sometimes even 4 if it goes that far in tournament play. So that's why McAlester has played 9 more games than Memorial up to this point. But they both have the same win number. Once again, that is at 4. We'll start on the McAlester side first. The Lady Buffaloes, the home side here, as they're going to be donning their black-on-black uniforms, just as they did last week when we were here. But for the Buffaloes, they had a tough start to the season, just 2 wins in their first 14 games, but now they've won 4 of their last, so they started 2-12. They're 2-6 in their last 8 games, which it is an improvement. Now, if they can stack up another win tonight against a team they've already beaten once this year, that'd be nice to kind of have that in your back pocket moving forward, as you have just, I think, less than 10 games tonight. After tonight, maybe exactly 10 if you count there is also a tournament that they're going to be taking part in that's going to be the Wagner tournament. So they're going to be playing at least 10 more games this year, and they're really coming down the chute. Once again, they're on the latter part of the schedule after that tough start, and they've already kind of turned it around a little bit, as many wins and just 8 tries now compared to 2 out of 14 tries, as they are, again, 2-6 in their last 8 games. But 2-3 in their last 5, so even closer. They've won 2 of their last 5 games, but they also have lost 2 in a row. We'll go ahead and talk about that. Their last time out was back on the 30th, which I believe was Saturday. Let me double check my calendar here. It was on Saturday. Excuse me. That was in the MacTown Throwdown. They fell to a top 10 ranked Glenpool team and a top 10 ranked, you could actually say top 6 ranked Tuttle team as well, both out of 4A. Again, McAllister's tough schedule against ranked teams just continues, as again they've played 15 opponents of their 22 total matches. I mean, we're shooting over 60% here just in terms of games played against teams that are ranked. 15 of 22. If you're a quarterback and you throw 15 for 22, that's not a bad day at the office. If you are playing basketball and you knock down 15 of 22 shots, that's considered a great night. So again, a high volume of ranked teams against this very young McAlester squad that has just 5 seniors on this team. For McAlester, this is their second matchup with a Memorial team they've beaten this season already. It was 2-1 and just the best of 3 sets in a tournament. That was back in the Sapulpa tournament. Over on the Tulsa Memorial side, we'll talk about them a little bit now. Actually, I will also say McAlester also beat Muskogee recently as well, a 6A team. Best out of 3 sets, they won 2-1. On the Memorial side, they've played just 13 games. We've talked about that, but 2 of their 4 wins this season are both within the last 7 calendar days. They beat TSAS, a 3A school, in 3 straight sets, and then Tulsa Nathan Hale as well in 3 straight sets. Both of those were sweeps. All 4 of their wins are 3-0 set sweeps. It's a lot like what we saw with Tahlequah last week. For Tahlequah, the interesting thing about them is that all of their losses and all of their wins were sweeps, one way or the other.
Right.
I thought that was very interesting. But for Tulsa Memorial, all 4 of their wins so far this season have been sweeps, except for 1. They had one that was, all their losses have been sweeps except for 1. Their loss to McAlester when they fell 1 set to 2. And again, that was back in the Sapulpa tournament. And Memorial, they've had a tough go of it with ranked teams as well. McAlester has played 15 ranked teams out of their 22 matches. Memorial has played 7 out of 13. And then if you do tonight, it'd be 7 out of 14. But again, that's half the teams you've played being ranked. It's tough for both of these teams that are both young as well. As we talk about that with McAlester, Memorial, they're also young. They graduated some players from what was a 15 and 14 club last year that fell in regional play to Booker T. They also didn't beat McAlester last year. They went 0-2 against the Buffaloes, but they were swept 2-0 in a tournament and then 3-0 in a match right here in the MAC. So can McAlester replicate that? Can they grab another win over the Chargers, or the Lady Chargers, I should say, here this evening? Well, we're going to find out momentarily right here live on the McAlester Radio YouTube page. It looks like the pregame warm-ups are just about done. I think we're going to get the national anthem and then the announcement of starting players on both sides. But I can give you projected starters off of last game, and we'll see if it matches up. For McAlester, we've got possibly Trinity Bashirs, Berkeley Roberts, Lexi Peacoat, Tinley Morgan, Kylie Swing, Hadley Robbins, Nevaeh Thomas, Chevy Dotson, Natalia Molina, and Dallas Calderon. And I know that's more than what the allotted starters are. That is everybody that played last week as well. So we'll see if they roll in. Also want to give some love to our sponsors, Prime Structures, Freedom Ford, and Loftus Furniture. You'll hear more about them as this broadcast goes along. But again, I think I might have mentioned it earlier. If not, McAlester, the home team, wearing their black jerseys and their black shorts as well, with gold numbering and the gold McAlester across the back shoulders, and with their gold number on the front with a buffalo on the left shoulder. Tulsa Memorial, their jerseys are going to be blue, like my man Nate's polo next to me.
Yeah, definitely picked the wrong shirt to wear today, folks.
It's a good blue, though.
Yeah.
It's a nice blue. I like the color.
Yeah, it's a nice, comfortable shirt, but wrong color.
Yeah, we're Thunder fans, so I
exactly,
I get it. It's the same blue. So, yeah, no hostility here on that. But Tulsa Memorial wearing their blue jerseys with kind of fade to white sleeve at the bottom near the wrist. It's kind of a cool design, but they've got their memorial across the chest in white, trimmed in red. Same thing with the numbers underneath it, and same thing on the back. But again, we are now about to get the national anthem and then the starters after this moment of silence.
Pray or stand silent. Please be respectful of your neighbor. Thank you. And now the playing of our national anthem.
All right, everybody. Well, as you heard, that is the starting sides for both McAlester and Memorial. We'll run back through it very quickly. If you missed it, Fort McAlester starting Trinity Brashears, Berkeley Roberts, Lexi Picote, Tinley Morgan, Kylie Swing, Hadley Robbins, and Nevaeh Thomas, and actually Chevy Dotson as well. Over on the Memorial side, we've got Yadid Max, Cheyenne Burciaga, Kalina Patrick, Sandra Acevedo, Layla Revels, Mariah Williams, and Eleanor Sullivan. And once again, McAlester is being coached by Chris Burns, and Tulsa Memorial is coached by Audra Estrada. So we are just about ready to get things rolling along. Nate, do you have any final thoughts or keys or anything to this match?
Well, I think it's going to be a... Yeah, might
Sorry
be
about
that
that.
mic. No,
Yes.
you're fine.
Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, it should be a very interesting match. Couple fairly evenly matched teams here tonight. And we do have an update from Mike Deke Field right now. It is McAlester 8, Hugo nothing in the bottom of the first inning, Chase.
That's great to see from
Love to see
McAlester
it.
softball. That is great to see. Well, happy for them. That one's probably not going to go the distance.
Probably not.
We'll see, obviously, if Hugo strikes back at all.
Oh, I don't think I mentioned this. There are no outs in the inning.
Yeah, that's probably not going the distance. It's also first responders night over
Yes.
at Mike Deke tonight, so that's pretty cool. If you're over there listening or watching us right now, we appreciate that. We'll keep you updated for McAlester and Tulsa Memorial Volleyball that we are just about moments away from. We've already got a substitution.
That didn't take long.
That did not take long at all. That was Mariah Williams sitting down for Yadid Max, who was already in the projected starting lineup. But we are underway. Service from Kalina Patrick, and that's out. And so McAlester gets on the board without even having to touch the leather. And that's how you do it. When they give you those freebies, you take them. And actually, the starter that just sat down was Natalie Farmer. Coming in for her was Kalina Patrick, who did not start. That was the switcheroo there earlier. There is the first service from McAlester. Memorial going for a kill, and Picote kind of just hit it straight into the ground off of her palms, was trying to get a set up near the net, but unfortunately, Memorial strikes right back to tie it up, and it's one apiece. And this one is a best of 5, not a best of 3 again. Those are only for tournaments. So the first to win 3 sets, as that's touched by a Buffalo and Kylie Swing. I don't know, Nate, that might have been close to going out, but
that's kind of what I was
it
thinking.
was going to be borderline,
Yeah.
for sure. I don't blame her for going for it. Just unfortunately, it rolled off the back of her fingertips. So now we've got another service with Memorial striking back with 2 straight points. Here is Burciaga. Now the setup for Swing. Swing hits it right into the net, and Memorial, just like that, they've ripped off 3 straight after giving McAlester the first point of the match. So another service now coming from Layla Revels. That one got awkwardly off the side of her hand, and another point given to McAlester. It's 2-3. Buffaloes have not scored on their own yet, but they're still on the board, down by 1, as we've got a substitution here. Sitting down for the Buffaloes was Hadley Robbins, and checking in looked like it was Berkeley Roberts. So at the netting, going for a kill. It's blocked, and the Buffaloes have it in play. Nice job by Swing over to Calderon. She sends it over. Dug out well by the Chargers, but a little bit too far. It gets under the net. McAlester, they even things up at 3 apiece. I believe. Yes, there it is.
Yeah, they're on a 2-0 run of their own right now.
Yeah. Striking right back to even things up. Service again. This one comes from Tinley Morgan. A great service. Didn't have a lot of mustard on it, but it fell into a perfect spot. As that's a service ace, the first one of the match. I'll go ahead and jot that down for her. Tinley Morgan has an ace. A freshman, by the way. We called her name a lot last week. That'll be a name to watch for years to come. Service again, and another service ace. Back to back. Make that times 2. And so McAlester, I believe, Nate, it's a 4-0 run.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, they were down. Was it 3-1 or
Yeah,
was it 3-2?
It was 3-1.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we know a thing or two about 3-1 deficits.
Stop. We don't have to talk about that. Memorial with the send back here, and Tinley Morgan, it goes awkwardly off of her hands and out of play. Lexi Picote dove for it, couldn't get to it in time, but a valiant effort as Memorial makes this a 1-point game. And set number 1, a substitution here for the Chargers as well. Sitting down is going to be Eleanor Sullivan. Checking in It's going to be Aurora Sanchez Bolanos, as she is going to be the one giving service here. Trying to even it back up for the Lady Chargers. Here's her service. Pico digs it out at the netting. Dotson over to Roberts, and too strong. The sophomore's right hand, and that, oh man, some camera just hit the deck.
Not
face
ours.
down.
Not
Yeah,
ours.
not ours. It's one of those, it's like a phone stand. Hopefully the phone's all right, but that fell straight down. That's the dangerous part about putting it on the floor. Service from Memorial. Calderon with the nice setup over to Dotson. Sending it into the netting is Tinley Morgan. And now Memorial. They come screaming back with 3 more of their own. It's been a run of 3s so far. I know McAlester had a run of 4, but Memorial now has scored all 6 of their points in bunches of 3s. Service over to Morgan. And Dotson once more the setup. And a nice shot and the kill for Kylie Swing with the right hand. Not a lot of gusto on that, but again, just finding the open spot. The libero for the Chargers, Yadid Max, was the closest to it. And now Calderon. She'll give this one a ride as it's 6-6. Looks strong, and it is out of bounds. And man, almost got the camera again.
They might want to move.
Yeah,
that
they
game.
might want to move that. That is the danger zone for sure. But Dallas Calderon sitting down, coming in. I believe Trinity Bashirs just came back onto the floor. So now we've got a service, and it's into the netting. Off the side hand of Sandra Acevedo. And McAlester has tied it up once more, 7-7.
Kind of like we were talking about in our pregame. Couple really evenly matched teams so far.
Yeah, both teams, honestly, they've been giving each other points for the most part. There's been also an even share of scoring on their own. Obviously, Tinley Morgan has 2 aces so far. But you're not wrong, Nate. So far, we thought it would be evenly matched, and it is. It's 7-7. Almost an ace, but a dugout. And it's going to hit the side of the netting here. And I guess technically that does count as an ace. So Kylie Swing, she grabs her one as well. McAlester takes the lead. She goes for another, but a nice dig out that time by Max. And the send back is too strong. Going for the kill, rising up. Looked like it was Kalina Patrick. Way too strong. And McAlester up 9-7. Service from Swing, and a service ace. So again, another one. That's the 4th one for the Lady Buffaloes. 4 of their 10 points, 40% of them, have come from the service ace.
I'm sure Coach Burns will absolutely live with that.
Yeah. Can't really complain when you get to that kind of a point. I mean, it just becomes a weapon. If your service can't be returned, I mean, you're not going to lose a lot of matches or sets in matches. And might be another one, and it is. Kylie Swing with the hat trick here in set number 1. As the Buffaloes go up by 4, 11-7, and this is their largest lead here of the first set. We'll see if they can extend it. Service once more from Swing, and Max digs that one out. Patrick going for the kill that's blocked at the netting and falls to an open spot. So Memorial, they do punch back, and it's 11-8.
Yeah, if they wanted to stay in the set, they really needed to get that point.
McAlester looked like they might have been going on a run, and they did. They're the first to hit double digits, and normally when you can do that, you're putting yourself in a good spot. And Max with the service over to Morgan. And that Swing, the send, the 2-hand free send had to be dug out by Max over on the Memorial side. And Patrick with the nice shot with 2 hands. Looked a little bit unorthodox, but she got it.
It's better be lucky than good sometimes, Chase.
Yeah, she had a smile on her face like it was unintended, but it worked out. So 11-9. McAlester, though, still on the high side. Dug out by Chevy Dotson over to Swing. And McAlester, man, somehow kept that alive after almost hitting it into the netting and into the floor. And Memorial going for the kill again, and nice job by Morgan in the back. So maybe, I think, I said we have a violation against the Buffaloes, so that's what it was. I thought maybe that they had hit the ball too many times earlier before play was allowed to continue, and then it stopped with a violation just after that. And a nice dig out by Morgan, but it didn't go into a great spot. She's looking around for some help after that as Memorial has now fired back 4 straight to even things up at 11. That's how things have gone. One team has taken the lead. The other has come storming right back, and Yadid Max has been kind of busy with services. Here's another one from her. Nice job by Dotson to send it over with the one hand. Patrick going for the kill. Too much space on it. Left it just a little bit too floaty. She was trying to go for that back corner, but again, just too much air. And McAlester, again, takes the lead. And they're doing a really good job of letting those free ones go, whereas last week that wasn't always the case. And almost a service ace from Berkeley Roberts. And Memorial just does get it over. Over to Swing. Over to Morgan. And that was awkward. She just barely got the free send over. Another kill. Not a lot on it from Layla Revels. And McAlester has a chance to return here. And the one hand. It's up. The kill. But Dotson can't get it. Nice return from Memorial. Patrick going for it and way too much. That almost hits the out of bounds on the far right side. So Memorial, they've given two right back to the Buffaloes, playing great defense here, up 13-11. We really haven't seen a crazy long rally yet. We got a couple last week.
I mean, that was probably the best rally we've had so far.
That was the best one we've had so far.
But yeah, we had one that
felt like maybe 30, 40 seconds, if not longer. I don't know. Which doesn't seem like a long time, but, I mean, I can guarantee you it is. Service, not a lot on it, and a nice eye from Tinley Morgan. McAlester once again. The miscue, that one coming from Cheyenne Bursiaga.
And you already talked about it. McAllister's letting a good job of Memorial, letting Memorial beat themselves.
Yeah. And there was a couple instances last night where McAlester had kind of that ace against them, that serve that just rolled off their hands and went out of bounds, or maybe a miscue off a spike at the net. But tonight they're doing a good job of letting things fall just like that. Another one, Lexi Picote watches that one fall almost like a wide receiver chasing a deep ball from her quarterback. She just watches it fall out of bounds. And so the Buffaloes back up by 4, matching their largest lead of the set. Picote has it up in the air over to Swing, and a miscommunication between Calderon and Morgan wanted to reach over. She's not going to get it. Looked like a couple of Buffaloes wanted that, but again, they didn't get it. And it's back to a 3-point game. Buffaloes on top. Here is the service from Memorial. Patrick sends it right into Hadley Robbins. And Dotson, the left hand. Nice job from Patrick to dig that out backside. Going up for the kill. Not a lot on it. There is Swing over to Pico. Where's she going to send it? Over to Morgan. The youngster to the backside, back to Patrick. Patrick has been very busy so far in this one. And this is probably the best rally we've had up to this point. We were just talking about it, too, as Morgan trying to get a point. It's blocked at the net and goes out of play, and McAlester gets a point. Tinley Morgan grabbing another one. It's one of those unique things, though, for volleyball. If you're going to spike it over and it's blocked, you would think you don't get that point. But with it going out of bounds, last being touched by Memorial, that is how that happens. So 16-12. Once again, going for it right into the netting. And they're going to say, yeah, it was not touched by a Buffalo. So a point for McAlester. And that was Jada Traylor who hit that spike opportunity right into the netting. And we've got a timeout taken by Memorial. We'll take it with them as the Buffaloes lead 17-12 in set 1. You're listening and watching the McAlester radio coverage of McAlester Volleyball on YouTube.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built at McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back out of that first timeout. We're here in set number 1 as the Lady Buffaloes lead the Lady Chargers of Tulsa Memorial 17-12. And we've got McAlester with the service. Here is Chevy Dotson, her left-hand send. And we're back underway. Straight away from the netting, right into the back side where Hadley Robbins is. And it's up towards the front, punched over the netting. Nice job by Morgan. Kind of hit it awkwardly. She'll have to send it with both hands, and she does. They're going for the setup again for Acevedo, and finally she gets one to fall. Sandra Acevedo, she's been busy, but she's had a couple blocked, and she sent a couple out of the backside of the white, out of play, where McAlester has been able to capitalize and get some points. But remember, McAlester has already seen this Memorial squad once this season, and they won 2-1 in 3 sets. This one will be best of 5, so they'll have to win one more than what they did last time. Service once more over to, I think that's Robbins. Far side, Tinley Morgan sends it right into the netting. Yeah, they're going to say it was not touched. And that point goes over to Memorial. So you can kind of get away with spiking it into the netting if you get it high enough to where you actually touch a hand maybe of the other side. But if you're straight down into the netting underneath the white part, you're not going to get that point. And that's a service ace from Layla Rebels, her first of the set and match. And neither team has been able to pull away. McAlester has gotten it to 4 multiple times, just for Memorial to come back and tie it, just for McAlester, to push it back to 3 or 4, and that's kind of just the way it's gone so far in set number 1. Service again from Rebels. That one looks too strong. Nice eye by Kylie Swing. Looks like she really wanted it, but nice job of laying off. Couple of substitutions as Rebels sits down for Tulsa Memorial, as does Eleanor Sullivan. Coming back in is Yadid Max and Aurora Sanchez-Bolanos. Sitting down for McAlester is Hadley Robbins. Coming in is Berkeley Roberts. So now service for Tinley Morgan. You guys can see that from our new camera angle this year. Shout out Nate Brown for that. Looks great, man.
Thank you.
So Memorial, Patrick going for the kill. Nice job by Morgan on that backside. Over to Calderon. And a swing, she'll freehand send it. They're going back again to Patrick at the netting, and she has to just kind of scoop hit it with her fist. Didn't have a chance for the spike. So now Berkeley Roberts with the one hand. Another free send. Patrick will try again. She'll rise up. It's blocked at the netting. Dug out by Pico. It clears again. Nice job. And Patrick, she was trying to get it over to a teammate to set it back up for herself, and a miscommunication. That was a nice back and forth, leading to another point for the Buffaloes, 19-15.
And the effort by Pico there absolutely got McAlester that point back.
Won them that point. And now the Buffaloes, they were the first to 10 this set. They might be able to be the first to 20 as Tinley Morgan, a very soft serve on the ace. You ain't got to clear it by much.
No.
And she did not.
Was that her 4th already?
Let me see. That is her 3rd.
Okay.
Now, if Kylie Swing were to get another one, as well as Tinley Morgan, they both would have 4. And that one just out of play here on the near side. And so 20-16. But again, Memorial pushed back and made it like a 1-2 point game.
Right.
And then McAlester went back up by 4. And now we'll see as Memorial will try to punch back once more. And we've got Aurora Sanchez-Bolanos with the service here on the near side. Over to Roberts. Roberts over to Dotson and back to Berkeley, and she'll just kind of tap it over. Last touched by the Chargers, and McAllister's at 21. 4 points away from a set 1 win. That'll get him 33% of the way there, or 1/3. And now Calderon is going to step up to serve. Right side of your screen, a strong one and a service ace. Her first of the set, and McAlester is just racking them up. They've got 9 service aces here in set number 1.
Not too bad.
Not too shabby. Calderon, another one. That one is in, I think. Yeah. And that camera got hit once more. It knocked it back into the wall.
Man.
I got a feeling that's not going to remain there for the rest of this match tonight. Maybe it will. I don't know. We'll see.
Might be remaining for the rest of the set at least.
So Calderon with another serve and another ace. And I beg your pardon, now they have 9. They've got 3 players with hat tricks. Dallas Calderon, Kylie Swing, and Tinley Morgan all have 3 aces apiece. 9 of their 24 coming straight from them. Calderon with another serve. And this one might be an ace. Yadid Max can't dig it out. 4 aces. Like OU softball. Back to back to back to back. And McAlester wins set number 1, 25-16 in an extravagant way via the ace, led the way by Dallas Calderon with 4, even though Tinley Morgan and Kylie Swing both had 3 themselves. All right, guys. Well, McAlester, they win set number 1, 25-16. They've got to win 2 more. But we're going to take about a 2.5 minute, maybe 2 minute timeout here before we get set for set number 2. We'll be right back here watching McAlester Volleyball on the McAlester Radio YouTube page.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price. Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back, everybody, to the MAC. Chase McNutt, Nate Brown here on mic and on camera as we are getting ready to begin set number 2 of the McAlester Lady Buffaloes and the Tulsa Memorial Lady Chargers. McAlester won set number 1, 25-16, and honestly, it was probably closer than a 9-point differential. Memorial hung around the whole time until the very end when McAlester finally was able to go on that run to extend themselves. But Nate, I know there was something that you caught, and I'll let you go ahead and take the credit for. What did you notice there in that first set?
Well, we'd mentioned the 9 service aces they had in the first set. 100% of those came from an underclassman.
Yep.
Every one of those will be returning next season. It's got to be something you feel good about.
Yeah, exactly. And a season where it's been a little bit tough. You've played a lot of tough competition. You look for moral victories and things to build on moving forward because, again, it's a young team. And as you mentioned, Nate, you found some here tonight going forward into the final 10 or 11 or so matches after tonight. So now to get things started, McAlester with the service from Kylie Swing, dug out by Yadid Max. And set 2 is on the way, and once again, it starts off with a McAlester point given to him by Memorial. And that makes it 1-0. I know that's a tennis term, but it works the same. Kylie Swing, another strong serve, barely getting over the net for a service ace. Her 4th, but her first of set 2.
Been a picture-perfect start so far.
Can't complain as Swing goes for another ace. Nice job getting it over. Man, almost sneakily did, and now they're going to say that I think there was a reach over by Tulsa Memorial. So McAlester up 3-0 here.
Very quickly, too.
Very, very quickly. I think we're less than 2 minutes into this, and we might have another service ace from Kylie Swing. She's got 2 in this set, 5 for the night. And it's 4-0.
Just incredible.
Starting off how they finished set number 1. Swing's probably the right one to be starting off with here as well. And Memorial, they do dig it out, but they don't get it back in play. And I keep wanting to say Durant just because the colors,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
the colors. But that's a nice job by Kylie Swing. Another hard-to-return serve as the Buffaloes up 5-0. And just like that, right back. It's like the opposite of a service ace as Memorial gets a point back, their first of this set. First service from Patrick. Nice job by Dotson over to Swing, but Swing leaves it in no man's land. And Berkeley Roberts laid out for it, tried to punch it over, but again, just not in a great spot.
Yeah, there wasn't really anyone over in that
No.
area.
And a lot like set one, Memorial comes roaring back here. We'll see if it's stymied, though, and the Buffaloes can get a point back. And Calderon doesn't even jump to send that one over with ease. And Memorial going for the kill, dug out by Pico. Nice job. And Calderon, she'll do it again. And Patrick, the free send over to Swing. Nice job by Peacoat, and Berkeley Roberts will have to send it back to the left side. And Max will give it over to Patrick. Nice little rally here in set number 2. Some miscommunication, but Calderon, nice job having to be dug out by the libero here. For Tulsa Memorial, blocked at the netting, and this is probably the longest rally we've had. Tinley Morgan with 2 hands. Back over to Max. They'll do it once more. And dug out by Morgan. Great defense being played by both sides. Berkeley Roberts back over to Max. Nobody really, though, has been able to get a good shot off for a kill. And that one didn't even have a lot of mustard on it, but it was in a good enough spot. And the longest rally point officially belongs to Tulsa Memorial, who has scored 3 straight to make it 5-3.
They're, like you said, they're on a 3-0 run early on in this set. Should be a good match.
And that's dug out by Peacoat on the service from Patrick once more. Calderon, she jumps almost like she's shooting a floater that time, knocks it over. Patrick, she'll send it with 2 hands over to Peacoat, who digs it out. Not exactly a dig, but you get what I'm saying. Berkeley Roberts, that still might be a Memorial point, and it is. Man, Kalina Patrick, she laid out for it with 2 hands, missed it, but probably better that she did for her.
Yeah, because it'd be very unlikely she would get the point after that.
Yeah, no, if that would have bounced off her wrist, that would have been McAlester point as Peacoat catches the serve off that. The return hits the net and it falls for a McAlester point. Man, talk about a fortuitous roll there. Hit that perfect spot where it stops the momentum, but not enough to stop the roll, and it kind of just falls off a cliff there.
Uh-huh.
And it's 6-4.
And Chase, we've got another update from Mike Deekfield. It is 12-0 in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, that's not going the full 7. Service from the Buffaloes at the net. The send over. Nice job by Swing over to Peacoat. Peacoat to Morgan. Morgan finds the open spot in the back corner. 7-4. Tinley Morgan and Lexi Peacoat. It's her turn. Actually, no, I beg your pardon. It is not. I thought she was walking back to serve. It's actually Diana Hurtado, a senior. I believe the only senior other than Peacoat out on the floor right now. Here's her service, and we've got a service ace, the first senior with an ace tonight on the serve. Gonna have to tally up all these aces when we're done.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little contagious.
Because we still have at the very least 1 more set, and that's just at the least. We could play 3 more. Serve from Hurtado, it's 8-4. And that's out of play. McAlester again. They're kind of going on a steady run here. They started out up 5-0. Memorial punch back with 4. And now McAlester 4 more of their own as they lead 9-4. So Diana Hurtado, the senior, she'll try to get her 3rd straight point, one of which was an ace. That was on her first serve. Swing, the setup over to Morgan. Morgan will rise, and it's blocked, but she'll get another chance probably here. Swing over to Morgan. No, it's Calderon. Calderon, man, that was going to go out of play. Memorial saved it there, and the kill opportunity, and Memorial still ends up getting a point. But that was almost a costly mistake because that shot from the Buffaloes was most certainly going out of the backside.
Oh, it 100% was.
And normally when you're given those chances like that, you're normally able to, get it back. But Memorial, I don't want to, not like it was, like they dodged the Grim Reaper, but they got away from, a cardinal sin there. It's kind of like don't throw the ball across your body as a quarterback, as Tinley Morgan has a shot that falls into a great spot off the block for another McAlester point, 10-5.
Yeah, basically they just got away with one.
Yeah.
On the last one.
That's a much easier way to say what I was saying in a much quicker way to say it. So thank you, Nate.
You're good.
I appreciate that. 10-5 for Calderon. We'll see if we can grab another ace here. Feels like it's been a little while since the last one. The return, Calderon saves it. Over to swing. And, man, the Buffaloes somehow, from Trinity Bashirs, it didn't take much, but it was kind of rolled across the net from the middle over to this near side before falling off and hitting the hardwood. And we've got a timeout taken by Memorial. We'll take it with them as McAlester leads 11-5 in set number 2. You're watching McAlester Volleyball on the McAlester Radio YouTube page.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
And welcome back here as we're in set number 2. McAlester in a good spot. I think, Nate, other than obviously the end of the set, actually, I'm going to back up on that point. I was going to say it's their largest lead. Obviously, they won the first set by 9, so it's not their largest lead. But up to this point here, they had not led by 6 in set number 1. It took them a while to get to that point. So it's nice to see them, kind of extending that lead.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a really good job of just not making really many mental mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. As we saw in set number 1, they got up by 4 and by 5, but each time Memorial was able to punch back until the very end when I believe it was a 1-point game. And then McAlester just pulled away, and a service ace. Is it? It is. Calderon, another one. Man, she's got 5. She had 4 in the last set, including the 4 that got them to their winning point of set number 1, and another ace. As that one hits the net and rolls. Again, it's like it just falls off a cliff, and there's nobody close enough to get it. I mean, if you're Memorial, you just have to tip your hat. There's nothing you can do about it.
I mean, because even if you have someone there, it's almost impossible to return that.
And another almost ace from Calderon, but Patrick, and I don't know if that counts as an ace, but it was not returned. As Calderon, a clinic being put on here. 6 aces here between the 2 sets. McAlester now trying to get their largest lead of the match as they lead it by 9. Calderon over to Patrick. No, that was not Patrick. Now it goes to Patrick, and she'll send it out of the back. That's going to be a home run, touch them all. But it's 15-5, McAllister's largest lead of the match. And subbing in for the first time is Jada Traylor. She's going to sit down Sandra Acevedo. And I don't know if she's tired, but she's still up. Calderon with another service here. I believe it's her 5th straight. Knocked up into the air. And dug out that time by Hurtado. Over to swing to Morgan. Morgan has one that, man, it's still in play, but I think that would have been the limit on hits, and it was. It went out of bounds anyways, but McAlester now goes up by 11. 16-5. And Memorial digging a little deep into the bag of tricks here as Andy Butler checks in for the first time, as Eleanor Sullivan will take a seat. And now here's Calderon once more. Man, I think that might have been borderline, so that probably a nice job to stop that time by Memorial, but that send is way, way too strong from Jada Traylor. Out of play, McAlester up 17-5. Nate, the run I know at least is 6-0 coming back from the timeout, but I don't remember what it was before that.
I'm not sure.
Almost another service ace from Calderon, and it is. As it doesn't come back over, they're trying to clear it back, and it hit the, not a Jumbotron, but the big scoreboard hanging. I said Jumbotron last week. So McAlester now, I think it was at one point, McAlester went up 5-0, and then I think it was 5-4. So it's a 13-1 run right now for the Buffaloes.
I'm going to go back and do some math for you real quick.
Okay. So Calderon, she's going to continue to serve. She's been sitting there for probably close to 4 or 5 minutes now. Yadid Max with the return. Digging it out as Hurtado. Man, just keeping it in play. Everything is going Buffalo's way right now. Swing, the setup for Morgan. She'll rise up with one hand, and it's out of play in Memorial. They stop the bleeding even though it was McAlester who gave the point back, and Morgan looks a little upset at herself. But it happens, and you're still up by 12. But that's what you like to see, obviously. You don't want to give up any kind of that mentality, even when you're up double digits, as they lead it by 12 points here in set number 2, leading 1-0. Aurora Sanchez Bolanos.
Point it was 5-4.
Yeah. So that was the closest that it was?
Yes.
Yeah. That was what I thought. And that's dug out by Morgan. Over to swing. They've got to send it over here, and they do. And actually, I think that's Carly Watkins, a senior, who's into the game as well for McAlester. And Peacoat jumping up over to Hurtado, and Hurtado can't make a play of it. And that is 2 straight points now for Memorial. Yeah, I want to give her a mention because I didn't earlier. Carly Watkins has checked in. Another senior on the floor who got some roll-in last week as well. And here is the service from Sanchez Bolanos. And the one-hand free send from the Buffaloes. Trying to come back is Trailer. No, it's not her. And they're not able to clear the net. That was Mariah Williams. Just looked a little bit off kilter. And now the Buffaloes 1 point away from 20. They were the first to 10, and they're going to be the first to 20. And they're also, well, we'll see if things change, but they're 1 point away from 20. Memorial still has not made it to double digits yet. The setup, and that's out of the back on the kill opportunity from Mariah Williams. Way too strong. And it's 20-7. McAlester looking a lot like they did at the end of set number 1. Looks like they kind of were just, maybe working some rust off, haven't played in about 4 days. But they are rolling ever since the end of set number 1 and almost dug out. But nice job by Tulsa Memorial to get one back. So they're not just rolling over, going away quietly.
I mean, there's one thing on both these sides that has not stopped the entire match, and that is the effort level of both of these teams.
Exactly. And for Memorial, it's almost like they have to, because it almost looks like they're scrambling each time a Buffalo hits a serve. They don't have a clear way to return it cleanly. Here's the service down by 12. The dig out is not going to be in play. So misplayed off the hands of Carly Watkins, and now service stays here with Memorial after the ace.
It was a good return by the official as well.
Very true. Acevedo with the service over to Hurtado. And that shot is blocked at the netting, but sending it over the second time. You can't see the jersey number, though, of that Buffalo. And that goes out of the back. McAlester gets a point back.
Nope.
Oh, no, they do not. They're going to say it was tipped. I thought it missed.
I did too, but they have a better view than us.
Very true. Very true. They do. So Hurtado, I thought maybe she was a beat late, but it looks like it did just nick her hands. So now 3 straight points for Memorial, who has cracked double digits. And Kalina Patrick on the service. Over to Peacoat, and that one is misplayed a little bit. Hurtado just kind of wildly with one arm, but finding, oh my goodness. Call it whatever you want to call it. Luck, skill, either way, McAlester gets a point back there in one of the most unconventional ways. Peacoat kind of misplayed it off the initial hit, and then it was just kind of one-handed punched, and it found the open spot in the back right corner. I mean, if you're Memorial, not a lot you can do about that as the Buffaloes go up by 11, and a service ace by Tinley Morgan. How about her coming up here while you're up by 11? She's got her 4th ace of the match.
She has had a fantastic day so far.
3 aces in set number 1. Now 1 ace in set number 2. See if she can double that. And that's into the netting. No chance. These Lady Buffaloes have been stingy on these serves. So now McAllister's up by 12. It's 22-10.
23. They didn't add that last point on the scoreboard yet.
So 23-10, and looked like Kalina Patrick just completely misplayed that off of her hand. And now it should be point for McAllister. There it is. Good catch, Nate. 24-10, and Morgan, set point. Don't think it's going to get there. It's not. Left it just short. Probably remembered it was set point, but you're up by 13. You can afford to give a couple back here. I mean, you can give 12 back and still have the lead. Obviously, that's not what you want to do, but I'm just saying. that is not out of the realm of something that could happen. So Yadid Max, here comes her serve. And again, it is set point. Kylie Swing on the send. I think that is Hannah Halberton on the floor. I think that's number 11. It is. As she sends it with two hands, and it clears just barely on the last hit. Nice save by the Lady Buffaloes as they kind of elated a little bit. But Memorial, once again, they just kind of pick apart that zone from the Buffaloes. Carly Watkins not able to get to it. And now it's 24-12. Still set point, though. Here we go with Yadid Max, the libero here for Tulsa Memorial, trying to stave off another set loss here and going down 2-0 on sets. There's Max on the serve, dug out by Peacoat over to Kylie Swing. Berkeley Roberts will rise up and hits it straight into the net. That one didn't have a chance. And Memorial, they were down 20-7, and now, I mean, not a crazy run, but they've outscored McAlester 6-4 since then to make it an 11-point game. Still set point, though. If McAlester can score here, they'll win the set. Tinley Morgan out of the backside, too strong. And now it's a 10-point game. But, again, you've got a huge lead still.
Yeah, I know it's 10 points, but you want to put this one away as quick as you can.
Don't want to play with your food here. As Yadid Max's service over to Peacoat. Peacoat over to Swing. Swing back to Roberts. Roberts does clear the net this time. Yadid Max over to Sanchez Bolanos. And Peacoat with two hands. A miscommunication between Watkins and Morgan, but they get it over to Roberts. And Berkeley Roberts sends another one into the net. Coach Burns is telling her it's all right because she looks upset. But, you know, it happens.
Take a deep breath. Focus on this set point.
You're still up by 9, even though Memorial has made, I think they're on a 5-0 run right now. Let's see who this setup is for. The soft tapper from Layla Revels. Over to Roberts. Roberts with the punch, and nice play by Tulsa Memorial. Kalina Patrick has it blocked at the netting, and the Buffaloes can't get it up. And Memorial, they're creeping in, and we've got a substitution. I figured we would have one coming soon as Trinity Bashirs is going to come in, and she is going to sit down Hannah Halliburton. And I said Halberton earlier, so I beg your pardon. That is Halliburton. No relation to Tyrese. That serve off of Carly Watkins over to Kylie Swing, and 3 Buffaloes watch it fall right in front of them. A miscommunication between Trinity Bashirs, Carly Watkins, and Tinley Morgan, and now here comes Chevy Dotson. She's going to get Carly Watkins, I think? Yes.
Just can't happen, Chase.
No. McAlester now on the bad side of a 10-4 run, also a 7-0 run.
Yeah.
Memorial has turned a 24-10 set into now a 24-17. But again, they've got to win 9 straight. They've got to score at least 26 to win this set. So, I mean, there's another point for Memorial. As much as, you might be in disbelief right now, you still have a sizable lead.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a 6-point lead, and Memorial was giving you points last time, and they're not doing it right now. But Yadid Max, you got to think that service arm has got to be sore at some point. It's 24-18 from Memorial. Over to Dotson. Dotson to Swing. Berkeley Roberts, and I think it was last touched by a Charger. It was! McAlester wins the set, I think. Yes, they do. Man, woof. That one got dicey down the stretch, but McAlester wins set number 2, 25-19, and they're now 1 set away from a match win, which would be their 5th win of the season. We're going to take a 2-minute break here as we get ready for set number 3. You're watching McAlester Volleyball on the McAlester Radio YouTube page.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price. Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Welcome back, everybody, to possibly the deciding set in this one as the McAlester Lady Buffaloes lead it over the Tulsa Memorial Lady Chargers 2-0 after McAlester pulled out a 25-19 set win after they were up 24-10 and 20-7 at one point. Things got dicey, but McAlester pulled it out. Nate, quick thoughts before possibly the final set tonight.
Well, it was a good job to finally end that set after such a long run for Memorial.
And we'll see how that carries over into this one, as first point will belong to Memorial. Because, Nate, we talked about it in set number 2. McAlester started the second set the way they ended the first set, which was by dominating. And now Memorial went on a little run, and they've got the first point here, something they didn't get in the first 2 sets as they gave it right back to McAlester. Now, that was something we didn't see as much in set number 2 that we saw a lot of in set number 1.
Right. We saw, like you said, we saw quite a bit of that in set 1. And looked like Memorial kind of got their serves back in check in that second set.
And it helps when you've got somebody like Yadid Max who just stood there and shot up about maybe 15 serves in a row. I don't know, something like that. McAlester did a nice job of staying alive, by the way. I will say both teams doing their fair share of getting dirty, so to speak. We're on a gym floor, but Chevy Dotson, just kind of a bad angle with where that ball was falling. Looked like she probably thought it was closer to the net, but that is going to be a point for Memorial, and it's 2-1. If Memorial wins this set, we've got to play at least one more. It's the first to win 3. McAlester has won the first 2. The last time these teams met, McAlester won 2-1. That was in a tournament, though. And Memorial is up 3-1.
And I believe they started out the first set roughly the same.
Yeah, Memorial went up 3-0. McAlester tied it 3-3, and then Memorial went up 6-3. And it was kind of back and forth until the very end when McAlester ended up taking that final lead that would push to 9 and help them win that first set. But you're right, Nate. This is almost identical to the start of set number 1, which McAlester won. And almost a service ace dug out by Tinley Morgan, who has not really left the floor tonight. Honestly, I don't think she has. And the send over by Memorial. Over to Swing, back to Peacoat. Peacoat to Robbins, and Robbins with 2 hands. Back over to Revels. Revels over to Farmer. And that's sent over by Mariah Williams. Once again, Kylie Swing, who's going to get it this time. It's Chevy Dotson, and that is not going to be returned. The kill off the hands of Layla Revels. And McAlester coming right back. It's 2-3. We're also, if you want to know, we're 7 minutes away from the start of the NFL season officially.
Man, we're getting so close. I'm excited.
Me too, man. Me too. Service from Robbins. The return into the net. Digging it out is Morgan, and it does clear over. Nice play by her. She saved the point there. As Chevy Dotson once again misplays it into the netting. And it's 4-2 Memorial. But yeah, we've got NFL back tonight, college football. The slate not as appetizing this, I guess, week 2.
I mean, for us it is.
For us it is, as Oklahoma fans. That is it's the only ranked matchup on this weekend, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, college game day is going to be in Norman. Should be a great time for anyone getting to go up there.
Yeah. I will enjoy it, Nate. You are correct. And Memorial nursing a 2-point lead as Peacoat with one hand. Over to Morgan. Morgan sends it into the netting, and that is the 3rd point of 5 for Memorial that McAlester has simply just hit into the net, beating themselves here in set number 3.
Well, and we saw a lot in set 2. They would get it onto the top of the net, and it would just kind of roll over, and not really getting that here in this 3rd set.
No, they're getting more to straight net this time. Not that time, though, from Tinley. Morgan rising up.
Chase, I think she might have heard me up here.
She might have. I'll use a term that old BG used back in basketball season for Rodney Washington. That is elevation and devastation from Tinley Morgan, as it's a 2-point game in set number 3. Calderon, who's got, I think, maybe 5 or 6 aces tonight on the service. She's got 6, by the way. Had 4 in set 1, 2 in set 2. Morgan rising up again and finds the open spot. That one more finesse as she shows she can do both. 4-5, McAlester coming right back down by 1.
And we talked about in set 1 who all the service aces came from. She is an underclassman, folks. She is a freshman.
She's a freshman. It doesn't get much more underclassmen than that.
Yeah.
So we did get a couple seniors that got their name in the book for some aces tonight. That includes Diana Hurtado. I believe it also includes, I was looking down. I didn't even see it. Service ace for Dallas Calderon. Another one. You don't even have to look, and she'll give you an ace. Her 7th of the night. She's got one in each set now. She'll go for another one, and she's got another one. I'm sure Coach Burns would love if she could just serve the entire time. I mean, theoretically, she could.
Yeah, just keep scoring.
Yeah. Just keep hitting aces. 6-5. Calderon, by the way, just a junior. Max with the return. They do send it over. The free send. Morgan, she'll rise up again. It's blocked, but she gets the double hit over the top. So they're still alive. Patrick into the netting, and McAlester has now fired back to take a 2-point lead. It's a 4-0 run. Actually, it might be a 5-0 run. Was it 5-2 or was it 5-3? I think it was 5-2.
I can't remember, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's a 5-0 run for the Lady Buffaloes, and that one's going to go out of the backside. But not even going to say anything about it. You know, yeah. She's done everything tonight that she could possibly. I mean, 8 aces through 3 sets tonight. Not a bad day at the office as McAlester leads at 7-6, and now they lead at 8-6. As essentially it's a kind of the opposite of a service ace, but you get the point after that goes into the netting. I think that was Natalie Farmer. And as you just heard, Chevy Dotson up. Here is her service with the left hand. They're going to set it up for Kalina Patrick, and not close. And McAlester, it's what we talked about. They're just letting Memorial beat themselves.
Yeah. I mean, you don't, against teams like that, you don't need to do anything else. Just keep your wits about you.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, this is what will happen.
And I think that's been the difference tonight, other than all the aces for the Buffaloes. And I'll finish this point here in a moment. As Peacoat digs it out over to Dotson. Dotson to Morgan. Morgan the backside, and it's out of play. Last touched by a Lady Charger, 10-6. Thanks to Tinley Morgan. But that's what we talked about. These teams very evenly matched. Both have 4 wins on the season, and I think that's been the difference, Nate. McAllister's made less mistakes, and that's why they have the 2-set lead. And they lead here in set number 3. Chevy Dotson on the service, and they do just get it over. Man, it's one of the more awkward returns you'll see. Not normally is a serve or just a shot in general sent back in one shot like it just was from Memorial. So kind of caught the Lady Buffaloes off guard, and Memorial gets a point back. It's 10-7. Here in what could be the deciding set. Again, if the Buffaloes win this set, it is a sweep. Kylie swing over to Chevy Dotson and just awkwardly rolls down the arm as Trinity Bashirs was trying to send it with her right hand, but just a misplay. But McAlester still with the lead 10-8. Here's the service from Yadid Max. And point goes right back to McAlester. I think that's the second time here in this set that Memorial has gotten a point back. And then the very following serve has been into the net to give it back to McAlester.
I mean, if they want to keep doing that, I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll trade you a point for a point as long. I mean, we're up by 3, so we can do this as Captain America would say. I can do this all day.
Man, I need to see that. Which movie was that from?
It's from almost all of the movies that Captain America is in.
Okay.
It's one of his catchphrases for sure. And a misplay by Aurora Sanchez Bolanos. My favorite one is probably from Endgame when, spoiler alert, they go back in time and he meets his old self and he says, I can do this all day. He's like, yeah, I know. Anyways, we've got a timeout here in set 3. McAlester leads at 12-8. We'll be back here in about 30 seconds on the McAlester Radio YouTube page.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back out of that timeout, and we are literally throwing you into the action here as we are just about ready for service. Again, it's set number 3. McAlester leads it 12-8 over Tulsa Memorial, and they're trying to close out the sweep as they won set 1 25-16, set 2 25-19. And the service from Morgan is going to be a service ace. Tinley Morgan, another one. That is her 5th of the night. She had 3 in set 1, 1 in set 2, and now 1 in set 3 as Hadley Robbins, I believe, is checking in.
And checking out will be Diana Hurtado,
who also has an ace tonight.
Yes.
So now Tinley Morgan, her and Dallas Calderon, I would probably say are the 2 best servers on this team, although you've got a pretty nice selection of servers on this young McAlester squad. And man, with a lot of steam on it, but too strong. I believe that was number 11, Layla Revels. I mean, she's got the strength. If she can get the accuracy down, a little bit like Wild Thing, if anybody has seen, oh man, what is the name of that movie? It's Major League.
I still need to watch that.
Great movie. Great movie. Charlie Sheen's in it. There's also more people in it whose names I can't remember at the moment. Wesley Snipes, great movie. Tinley Morgan on the service. And the awkward send saved by Lexi Pico with the left hand. Man, she's made a lot of plays like that today. But Trinity Bashirs, I think she might have gotten crossed up there a little bit with Chevy Dotson because they had a communication right after the play. I think maybe they both thought that the other one was going to go for the ball, and nobody did. Almost like a misplay in the outfield.
Right.
And it unfortunately leads to a point for Tulsa Memorial, and it's 14-9. And we've got another serve coming up for Kalina Patrick. And props to Memorial. I mean, this is a team that has struggled this year. You're coming up on the road where you've not had a lot of success this season. And I think we had a rotation error here because we're switching the server and we're making a substitution. But for Memorial, they've struggled on the road this year. They've hung around. I know they're down 2-0, but they did not go away. In set number 2, I mean, they were down 24-10. I mean, match point is 25. And then they ripped off 9 straight before McAlester finally got the point back. And speaking of point back, that serve goes into the netting from Tulsa Memorial. So now McAlester leads at 15-9. And Calderon is back in onto the floor. Serving now is Trinity Bashirs, the senior. We'll see if she can get her name in the book with an ace. Join some underclassmen and another senior. Her serve. Nice job that time by Chevy Dotson on a hard send from Tulsa Memorial. And Hadley Robbins with 2 hands. It's back to Revels, and Revels finds the open spot. Man, they almost pointed towards McAlester. Maybe they thought that it went over the white line, but it did not. Excuse me, as Trinity Bashir sits down for Lexi Pico.
I was going to say, I know that one was really close.
It was close, for sure. I mean, the official pointed towards the McAlester side at first. But it's 15-10. McAlester 10 points away from a sweep, and that serve is out of the back from Kalina Patrick. And now McAlester 9 points away from a sweep. Again, the last time they saw Tulsa Memorial, they only played 3 sets, but that's because it was the best of 3, and McAlester won 2 of them. And service once more from the Buffaloes. It's a low one. Nice job. And that's blocked at the net from Calderon. I think they're going to say that it was reached over. Yeah, a reach over. That one charged against Cheyenne Burciaga. And you've got some contesting from Coach Estrada on the Memorial sideline, asking the near side official here on your screen, as you can see down near midcourt. And obviously this is the same place will be, and I'll be here for some select games this season, but for McAlester basketball,
should be a very exciting season.
For a slew of reasons. You've got a new basketball coach. You've got the emergence of Rodney Washington from last year, following over to this year. Brandon Smith, Devion. You've also got Davian Pouncil as well. You've got all kinds of names, man. It's just very exciting. A lot of exciting things going on in McAlester sports. As Kalina Patrick goes for the kill. Nice job on the block and the dig out by Robbins. Now Calderon with 2 hands finds the open spot. Man, she is a pro. And a little, I think there was like a hip shimmy, a little celebrate. They all looked at each other and kind of shimmied their hips a little bit after that. They're doing it again. If you can see it near the netting, kind of their celebration. But they lead at 18-10, and McAlester has scored 3 straight, and just like that, Memorial gets a point back. Too much gusto on that serve. And it's 18-11. But again, McAlester in a very fortuitous spot. And now we've got a service incoming from Layla Rebels. She's got some nice speed. It's just the control that's been the issue. And once more we see she sends it too far out of the backside as it caroms back into the field, or not the field of play, but the court of play. We'll be on a field tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
should be an exciting one tomorrow.
Yes, very much so. McAlester looking to get some revenge tomorrow, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Kalina Patrick over to Kylie Swing. Lexi Pico the setup for Tinley Morgan with 1 hand. And Max the setup for Patrick. And the Buffaloes are there. Robbins over to Kylie Swing. Swing to Morgan again. She'll rise up. It's blocked at the net, but it is still in play. Nice job by Tulsa Memorial. Patrick, the kill opportunity once more. But a great defensive plan from the Lady Buffaloes. They played pretty good defense tonight overall. Back over to Kylie Swing. Morgan, the rise up. It's blocked at the netting. And that's a Tulsa Memorial point. It's 19-12. It's probably the hardest shot we've seen blocked tonight. And we have a freshman checking in for the first time for McAlester. Hadley Robbins will sit down, and checking in for her, again, freshman Marilyn Mendoza. So her first action tonight. And Sanchez Boyanos is back for the serve for Tulsa Memorial. Over to Lexi Pico. Picoed over to Kylie Swing. Swing to Morgan. She'll rise up, tries to punch it over, but a misplay as Calderon couldn't do anything with it. That was too many hits. I think Morgan was just trying to punch it over, and it just fell awkwardly off the right side of her hand. But McAlester again on top, 19-13 in set number 2. Tinley Morgan over to Kylie Swing. Calderon, nice job to keep it alive by Memorial, but it's sent right into the netting by Sandra Acevedo. And McAlester is the first one to 20 for the 3rd straight set, as Tulsa Memorial has not even gotten to 20 yet. They're averaging about 17.5 points per set because they scored 16 and then 19. I think that's the right math. Yeah, 17.5. I don't know. We're radio guys. We're not mathematicians.
I'm sorry. What was the number you were trying to figure out?
Just the average of 16 and 19 would be 17.5, correct?
Yes, but if you're looking at the Memorial scores, it was 16 and 18. So 17.
Oh, that's fair. I guess I scored it wrong. because I had last one at 19. So either way, we've got a timeout. McAlester leads at 20-13 in set number 3. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more on the McAlester Radio YouTube page.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
All right, welcome back, and we're throwing you right into the action. I mean, it's much better than, regular TV. Way longer commercials. First serve from Dallas Calderon, and it's a service ace. I mean, you are not hearing a broken record. You are not from behind. This is live. That is another ace for Dallas Calderon. She's got 3 in this set to give her 9. She's averaging 3 per, and now a mass substitution, I think. Not a mass, but a couple subs coming in for the Buffaloes. Checking in is number 20, Parker Cochran, another freshman. So Coach Burns is trying to get the young guns in here as they have seemingly a holdable lead, up 21-13. And Tinley Morgan keeps it alive as they're batting it around. Nice job that time by the freshman. And we've got a point over here for Memorial. I think it was just like an extra hit from McAlester. I'm not quite sure.
I'm not really sure on that. I thought that was clean, but.
So it's 21-14. McAlester on the high side. Service coming from Memorial and Acevedo. Swing the setup. And point McAlester. Yeah, but I think we've got a net violation against Tulsa Memorial. And now McAlester 3 points away from sweeping as it's 22-14 here. In set number 3. Here is the service from the freshman Parker Cochran. And Max with the 2-hand free send. Back over to Swing. Swing the setup for Morgan. Morgan will rise up, has her punch knocked back. We've got a whistle. Point McAlester Memorial. I think they crossed over again. We've got a violation. McAlester now 2 points away from a sweep. It's 23-14. So the freshman, once again, Parker Cochran. Service from her. Dug out well that time from Memorial. And they're not able to get it over the netting. And we are now to match point. 24-14. McAlester with a 10-point lead. Parker Cochran for the match. Service. And that's a service ace for the freshman to close things out here at home. 25-14 for the second straight year. McAlester gets the sweep over the Tulsa Memorial Lady Chargers. What a night it was. A good night for McAlester Lady Buffaloes. We're going to go ahead and take our final break. This one is just going to be about 90 seconds. We'll come back and wrap things up for you on this Thursday evening. You are watching now post-game coverage of McAlester Volleyball on the McAlester Radio YouTube page.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, fourth-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price. Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Welcome back to the MAC, everybody, as we have now concluded this evening's coverage of McAlester Volleyball as they got a sweep in 3 sets over the Tulsa Memorial Lady Chargers. They did it by way of a 25-16 first set win, 25-18 set 2 win, and a 25-14 set 3 win to complete the sweep. Let's go ahead and count the aces up really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 aces tonight from the Buffaloes, and 9 of them belong to Dallas Calderon. She had a great night tonight, as well as Tinley Morgan, who had an ace in each set. Kylie Swing had an ace in the first 2 sets. Diana Hurtado had an ace as well back earlier in set number 1. And to close things off, Parker Cochran, the freshman, ended things on a service ace to help close out the sweep. Nate, do you have any final thoughts on this one tonight?
Well, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in for volleyball coverage. This will do it for our 2025 season, but we will be continuing, of course, softball coverage. I want to say that's either next week or the week after. We'll have back-to-back games on the 22nd and 23rd where McAlester softball will play Durant and then Shawnee.
Well, there you go. There's going to be a lot coming y'all's way this next week. But also, you'll be able to find us tomorrow night right here on YouTube. Also over on KNED as the McAlester Buffaloes are back. Technically week 1, but game number 2 for this football team as they take on Poto. That is correct?
Yes.
Poto. Yeah, Poto tomorrow night, same bat time, same bat channel for that. Before we get out of here, want to go ahead and say thank you to our sponsors, Prime Structures, Freedom Ford, and Loftus Furniture. Thanks for joining us tonight on this Thursday night as the Lady Buffaloes get a sweep over Tulsa Memorial 3-0 as McAlester grabs their 5th win of the season. For Chase McNutt and Nate Brown, enjoy the rest of your Thursday night. We'll see you tomorrow night for McAlester football.